Good morning, welcome to Tech Turks. Today I have the pleasure of having Kola Ajayi, who is the founder of MyShayo, which is the drinks company. Drinks, or is it logistics? Well, let's find out from Kola. Kola, welcome to the show.
Okay, thank you, Uzoma. Thanks for having us on the show.
Thank you. So question. I like the name MyShayo. So, but why did you think of that name of all names?
Okay, again, in trying to put out the company, we wanted a name that would resonate and a name that would be acceptable across, all the segments of the economy. And shayo is a pidgin word for drinks or alcohol in Nigeria. So we thought that it would be something that once people heard it, something that they'll remember. So and since we started, it's caught on real good.
So before I go into like numbers and details, so what inspired you to do this, and why did you think it would work? Were you already in the drinks company, a drinks business, or?
Absolutely not. I'd never done anything in drinks beyond the fact that I'm a consumer myself. But there were several things that led to us starting out the business. The first thing was distribution. One of the things that we saw in the business and in the industry is that the industry has too many layers, in which from end user or from the importer or the drinks owners, to the end user. So what we wanted to do was to crash all the layers and be able to get the products to the end user in a more efficient and obviously cost-effective way. Why? Because for each of the layers that you have in the business, it means that somebody's adding an additional margin. And by the time it gets to the end user, the products are usually overpriced. So one of the things, so that's part one. Part two, and which is the most important, is that there's been a proliferation of the drinks in terms of authenticity over the years. A lot of times, you never know whether you're buying a genuine product or not. And for some products, especially the brown spirits, people usually don't drink it. People mix it. So which means that in terms of taste, you might not necessarily know, but you wake up the next morning and you know that something went.
So how do you ensure authenticity? Which is a very good point. I never thought of that.
So good. So what we've done again is that we've gone direct to the owners of the products. And we've signed deals with them. And those deals put us in a position to be able to guarantee authenticity, because we don't do great products. We only do certified products from the owners of the drinks, which obviously have NAFDAC numbers and the rest of them. Yeah. So, and again, our supply chain is also one in which we ensure that all our products have a second level of repackaging, where we have tamper-proof seals. And our promise to the customer is that if the seals have been tampered with, return it, we'll give you a new one. So with that, we would never really have any issues with authenticity.
It's not wholesale, but you sell by the cartons, so.
Yeah, so the definition of wholesale is relative, but we don't do individual bottles, no. So the minimum order on our site is a carton, yes.
So how well has it done, and have the numbers met your expectations? And how long have you been in business?
We're actually 1 year in 2 weeks' time. In terms of the numbers, they've been very impressive. We didn't think it would catch on this much, but in terms of our expectation and numbers, yeah, we are quite satisfied. And with the expansion plan we have for the second year, we believe that we'll do significantly more than we actually projected.
So, a question. So, you are like a semi-logistics company as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, because so when you say expansion, are you talking about more increasing your warehouse capabilities?
Okay, so again, in the online space, where we are in Nigeria today, you really won't see a pure online company, because it's going to be a mixture of both online and offline. So when you're doing e-commerce, your customers are always more comfortable if you have physical touch points where they know that, okay, these guys are not just in the sky. If anything goes wrong, I can pop in here to have a conversation with people.
Why is that? Why is that in Nigeria? In other countries, people just take it for granted. You set up a company, nobody wants to see, especially nobody wants to go and physically find out. especially when it's a big country like the United States, and Nigeria is equivalent. I mean, if your warehouse or your shop is in, let's say, in the East, for example, I mean, and I'm in Lagos, I mean, as long as delivery is there, I mean, as long as you meet my needs, why would I need to see your physical location?
Yeah, again, I think it's a society in which we operate, where, I mean, every day you see thousands and thousands of supposed e-commerce sites. A lot of them aren't real sites. All they just do is, some of them don't even have payment gateways to accept cards. So what they do is open up these sites, and a lot of them use it to do fraud. So, I mean, people have been burnt. So for you to be successful in this business, at least for starters, before you become top of mind and everybody's comfortable with you, these are the things that you need to do.
So let me ask a question. So, that's very good. So I went on to MyShayo yesterday. Never seen a store, all right? Never seen anything. And just so, like, I want to buy drinks. Somebody says, you know, try MyShayo. Why would I try it, especially when I haven't seen a physical location at all? So I think it just goes beyond that location. I think there's more to it.
Okay, good. I mean, so one of the things that give validation to sites is, one, partnerships, and in addition, you know, the marketing drive. You know, when people see you, you know, all over, and that's both online and offline, and you're ranking good on SEO and on all those things. First, there's that first level of comfort. On the other side, the kind of collaborations that you have with your partners. Now, when I say partners, now I mean the marketing side for the drinks companies. They will know that you're definitely genuine because you're doing promos, you're doing collaborative events. You know, because this industry is very aligned with entertainment. So a lot of the times when you have these events and they know that, you know, you have those relationships, they're comfortable, as opposed to you saying that you are I'll call MyShayo a drinks logistics company. And if you are a drinks logistics company and you don't have the relationships with the brand owners, then people begin to ask those questions.
So, I mean, do you have like partnerships with groups like event companies or people who?
Okay, yeah. I mean, so for us, we run a very lean structure and try to leverage off relationships. So, and the drinks business has different, you know, because if you have the B2Bs, you have the B2Cs. Now, on the B2B side, I mean, there are your clubs, restaurant lounges, and the rest of them. We have a specific model that attacks that. And then on the B2C side, those are one-off events or individuals who are having small parties or just want to buy to consume at home. We have, you know, a separate model for that. Now, that said, the wedding industry in Nigeria is very large. So what we do is that we have partnerships with key event planners where we collaborate, and they know that everybody along the chain gets.
Who's your competition, right? And who are you after? And who are you after? So, just to put it simply, where would you? So, like in terms of successful physical companies with physical distribution, purely physical distribution, and yourselves, where do you rank? And what do you think your advantage is?
Okay, fine. Competition again is there are different types of competition. So, because we compete, essentially, we're competing for a share of, you know, of your wallet. It's your spend on drinks. So that means we're competing with offline guys, the guys who are in the main market. We're competing with other online drinks companies. We're competing with the product owners, because the way that the industry works, you really can't bring in products into the country, and there are specific exclusive importers who have the required NAFTA registration. So you're competing with those people, you're competing with the people in the open market, and you're also competing with other online drinks companies. And right now there are a couple of them who have been in the business some longer than we have, but it's a very large market. So in terms of competition, I actually just see them as other players, not necessarily competition.
Nigerian drinks, like palm wine, ogogoro. when are we going to like really, start selling that in a formal sector? I mean, like from a packaging perspective and also scaling up. What needs to be done? Because I feel like on the site it's mostly imported drinks.
Yes.
So when are we going to?
Probably
Nigerian booze.
To address that issue, it's more from a manufacturer's point of view. And what do I mean? Quality assurance is a major issue, as well as the required level of packaging and other things. But if the product is packaged in a way that is attractive to the customers, we'll sell anything that the customers will want. However, the issue right here is that the Nigerian palate is quite sophisticated. I don't really...
The mass affluent.
Yeah, exactly. So the people who...
Our guys on the streets.
The people who spend the money on drinks, I'm not really sure that they will consume...
But your platform provides, one, a cost-effective, accessible way to move drinks at low margins but make a profit, because you're taking out a lot of the cost
exactly
in the distribution channel. Yeah, so there is a possibility for that in the future if we can get to a certain scale of manufacturing.
It is good and it will be acceptable by the public. Yeah, it's a possibility, but today I'm not really sure. I
mean, last question. So 2 weeks, in 2 weeks time, you will 1 year. So 24 in 12 months from now, what goals do you want to have achieved? And how do you want MyShayo to be positioned in the Nigerian market?
In 12 months, we expect that we will have a full national distribution. Okay. Yeah. So right now we operate in the Southwest and Abuja, but we intend to attack the Southeast and South-South. So with that, we'll have a proper national coverage. That's part one. Part two is that right now we've done the first year. We've done relatively okay in our opinion. But right now, we now want to begin to leverage on partnerships. So the next year, a lot of the things that will be happening is the partnerships. And you know I'm coming to you.
I know, of course. But offline, yes.
Yeah. So
we can't let everybody, all the other my competition know. Yes.
Yeah. So we'll be leveraging on partnerships and additional distribution channels. So because again, we expect that by the end of year 2, we'll be looking at a larger market share. I won't necessarily talk about what the target percentage market share that we want to achieve is, but we intend to leverage on partnerships to be able to distribute more.
Excellent. Thank you very much for coming on the show, and we'll continue that partnership conversation offline.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.